The new generation is social media, it's the computer, it's technology, and we need these things. But there's some people that have never experienced sitting at the dinner table.
I went to a restaurant. Everybody was in their phones. Yeah. No one looked up. Yeah. They brought the meal to the table. Yeah. No one even bothered to say, wait a minute, is this what I ordered, for God's sakes? Yeah. Did you have a good day? Mm-hmm. You want to tell me about it? Yeah. No, you're too busy.
What have you had to release? What kind of chains have you had to release or unlearn in your life and moving forward to the woman you are today?
You ever heard this phrase where a little girl go home and she tells her parents, he keep pulling my hair, he keep hitting me. Oh, he's doing that because he loves you.
Oh, yeah.
You grow up with that mindset. So when you get out here into the world, that's what you're looking for.
Holding me.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ari Squires, and welcome to another episode of the Release the Chains podcast, where we have real, raw, and revolutionary discussions helping people just like you release your mental, emotional, financial, and generational chains. Today, I feel so blessed to have such an incredible guest with us today to share on life wisdom, her new book, her entrepreneurial endeavors, and just life lessons in general. So let me tell you a little bit about Miss Evelyn Braxton. She wears many hats. She's a minister, life coach, singer, and matriarch of America's talented siblings, Tony, Michael, Tracy, Tawanda, Trina, and Tamar Braxton. From the long roads of Columbia, South Carolina, to the streets of Severn, Maryland, Miss Braxton quickly learned the value of family and a solid foundation with God. I love that. After facing and overcoming the hardships that life can bring, Miss Braxton has learned to live with no regrets. Instead, she lives a life full of love and grace. Miss Braxton is committed to serving others, recently launching several businesses created to encourage and inspire that it's never too late to believe in yourself and follow your dreams. So welcome.
Thank you.
So like I said, I'm very excited to have you here, and I want to talk about life lessons, leading, legacy, and look at God. So let's get into this cookbook first, okay. All right? Because I just got my copy, okay. And I haven't yet had a chance to make anything, but I read through it, and everything sounds so scrumptious and delicious, and I love the stories that you share before each. Some of them were very comical. And then there was a lot of history lessons as well. Yeah. So what inspired you to share the stories with the recipes?
Well, for one thing, these are my mom's recipes.
Okay.
You know, and she was quite a lady. Mm-hmm. And this is what I tell my kids. Mm-hmm. If I could be just half the woman that my mom was, mm-hmm. I would consider myself a success. Mm-hmm. Because this woman was just so phenomenal. And she taught us so much, she and my dad. Mm-hmm. But what inspired me to write this cookbook is that I wanted people to get back to the basics.
Thank you.
Because we've lost so much, and I get passionate about that. Yeah, we've lost so much because I don't know if we're just trying to keep up with whatever else is going on in the world and what have you. Yeah. What about the family time, for God's sakes? Mm-hmm. Everybody's in a hurry. Yeah. The hustle and the bustle and this and that. Making money I think is wonderful because you need money to live. See, I tell you, I get passionate.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling the passion because I'm the same way.
You know, you need that to live. Mm-hmm. However, when you have a family, what about the family?
Yes, Miss Braxton.
You know, and I don't use this word, but the families are just going to hell.
Yeah, they are. I agree.
Do you hear me, girl? I said hell.
No, but it's okay. But you're speaking the truth, and we have to hear it from our older generation because we lost it. Like, I know for me and my family, every Sunday, I don't care what's going on, that's our family day. My son looks forward to it. I cook. We actually eat at the dinner table, and it brings us so closer together where we can catch up and share that love and share these stories and traditions of our family. So no, I feel the passion.
Yeah, a lot of these things are lost. You know, I went out and went to a restaurant, you know, and it bothered my spirit because we were a people that would get together and pray and talk for God's sakes, you know. But now I went to a restaurant and there were mom, dad, 2 kids, and guess what? Everybody was in their phones.
Yeah.
No one looked up. They brought the meal to the table. No one even bothered to see, wait a minute, is this what I ordered, for God's sakes? You know, no family time. We're just here looking at the phones and whatever else is going on. And you know, I sat there, you know, I am a people watcher. I love watching people because that's how I learn, you know, just watching people. And I sat there for about an hour. I finished what have you, and I was just drinking water, just trying to relax and saying, now, Lord, what have we lost?
Yeah, but what have we lost? Because think about it. The new generation is social media, it's the computer, it's technology, and we need these things. But there's some people that have never experienced sitting at the dinner table. If it's not Thanksgiving, and even at Thanksgiving, it's not even really that like it used to be, right? So share with the people who haven't maybe experienced that. What is it that you think we're missing?
I think what we are missing, and I go back to family time, love. You know, I think we have so
that
much
closeness
going on. We've lost the closeness. We do not recognize or respect family anymore. If we're having dinner, the kids will go in their room to get on the social media, take their plates in there, and the parents have to knock on the door. Can I come in? Can I come in? I mean, there's nothing wrong with having that respect of asking, is it okay if I enter your space? You know what I mean? But that's not really your space. You're in my house.
Yes.
I mean, anybody home?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so everything now, you have to ask the kids permission. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't respect the children.
Absolutely. I get
That's
what you're
not
saying.
what I'm saying. You know, but it's the respect, the level of love, the level of family, being close, embracing, listening, conversation, just listening. How was your day today?
Yes, that part.
Did you have a good day? Who you want to tell me about it? They may want to explain and let you know what happened. No, you're too busy. You're too busy.
Yeah, that's a good lesson.
Check on me. I'll talk to you later. And it's time to go to bed. So no one checks on anyone. And so we're losing so much, you know. And I know they don't want to go back to the old lane mark. I really don't either, because I like turning on the oven and what have you, and having everything. However, I still want that family time.
Yes. So what do you think was like your biggest lesson you learned from your mom and your grandma, you know?
Well, there's a lot of lessons that I learned. It's one in particular, and I guess I was 9 years old, and my mom was in the kitchen as always, humming and fixing us meals. We had, when we would leave for school, there was a meal. We came home, there was a meal, family time, and what have you. Food was hot, and I'm not saying that you have to live in that. That's not what I'm saying. But this particular time, my mom was cooking in the kitchen, and she asked me to go to the store to get a loaf of bread. Now, the store was a walking area because we kind of live in the city of Casey, okay? And
where's Casey?
was
South Carolina?
South Carolina, and everything was just right there, okay? So she sent me to the store to get a loaf of bread. And of course, the whites owned the stores. I'm just being honest. And I'm not going to use the word, but I will use the N, okay? I got in the store, the first to get in the store, and of course the last to leave. But every time I would pick up merchandise, they trained this parrot. And when I picked up the merchandise, the bread, the parrot said,
Are you serious?
In stealing. Polly want a cracker. Polly want a cracker.
Wow.
I was devastated.
Wow.
I didn't know what to do. And if there was anything to do, I didn't know how to do it. I'm still in the line. The others are coming in after me, but I had to wait and pay for the bread. And the whole time I'm holding the bread, the parrot said, and I'm a little traumatic or what have you, but this is what happened to me. And it just went to my spirit. Well, finally, I walked out of the store. I paid for the bread, walked out of the store. Still hear the parrot as I walked away.
Wow.
I cried. I was so hurt. I cried profusely. Face just wet with tears and what have you.
Yeah.
I got home to my mom. She's still in the kitchen. Beautiful round face with the deepest dimples that you ever want to see. Salt and pepper, hair down to her shoulders, and just an incredible woman. And I passed her the bread, and she stopped, and she looked down at me, and she said, "Baby, what's wrong?" And I said, "Mom, why are they so much better than me?" And I told her the story of what had happened to me. This lady knelt down. She didn't care if my name, they call it, when I was growing up, snot was on my face or tears. She kissed my tears away. And she said, "Baby, there's no one greater than you except God." And that's when my life began to change. And that's what I want people to understand and know. I don't care where you come from, how much money you may or may not have, how much education you may or may not have. And it's wonderful to have all these things. But you also should understand there's no one greater than you except God.
That's powerful.
No one. You may still be trying to make it, trying to be an entrepreneur and what have you. People say, "Oh, you can't make it. Oh, you're not this or you're not that." No. You may not be those things, but I am.
That's good. And as I was sharing with you before we started filming, that's the reason why I developed this movement of releasing the chains, because so many of us have similar type stories where other people or situations have made us feel inadequate, unloved, not equal, or not enough. So what have you in your later years, coming into your womanhood and motherhood, and what have you had to release? What kind of chains have you had to release or unlearn in your life and moving forward to the woman you are today?
Well, what I also had to unlearn is the very fact of being judgmental.
Now, what do you mean?
Well, if you wasn't like me, then something was wrong with you. And I think that's where we live a lot of time.
That's so true.
If you're not like me, then something is wrong with you.
That's good.
So I had to learn that. There's nothing wrong with them. It's me that's standing in the need of prayer. It's me that needed to change my mindset and accept people for who they are and what they are. Like my mom said, there's no one greater than you except God. Well, there's no one greater than you.
Yes.
Except God.
Yes, that's
so
good.
that's what I had to just get that out of my life, revamp myself, become rejuvenated, and know that, look, you're not God. You didn't make these people. Who do you think you are? And I think that religion have a lot to do with it. Because you'll read a scripture and right away, if that person don't believe the way you believe, there's something wrong with them. Come on now, stop already.
Just because their interpretation of it is different than yours,
different than yours,
that doesn't make you or them better.
So I had to tell myself, oh, stop already. Get your act together. Yes. Who do you think you are? Sometimes, baby, you got to talk to yourself.
Yes, you do.
You really do.
You do.
Because if not, you would keep going down that same road, thinking that same old negativity and not moving, not one iota. But you think you are.
Yeah, that's good, you guys. All right, so we're going to come back and get into some of these recipes and get some more life lessons and legacy and looking at God some more. So you guys you guys stay tuned. We'll be right back.
No more chains holding me.
She's a CEO is the ultimate family card game and also an educational business toolkit for seasoned and aspiring entrepreneurs. It's fun, it's challenging, it's educational. Get some knowledge and pay some homage. There are a few ways to play for the most enjoyment and benefit. Play your favorite card games: spades, gin, poker, bid whist, or whatever your family loves to play. Are you ready to be mentally challenged in a fun way? Play our signature BizWiz business development matchup card game. The objective is to collect the most customers correctly, based on matched business development statements we've created for you. Each week, research one of the noted entrepreneurs we've celebrated in the deck by pulling one or two random cards from the deck. Use the cards for daily, weekly, or occasional inspiration. Read their stories and learn more about the chains they've had to release to create long-term success and a legacy that will last forever. She's a CEO, a SheEO. Visit she'sasheo.biz to order your official business educational card deck today.
No more chains holding me.
All right, you guys, welcome back. Hopefully you are feeling the energy and the passion that is coming from Miss Braxton. She is breaking it down for us here. And I love what she said about not judging other people, because we do have the tendency to do that. So thank you for sharing that word. Now, I know that you're also very passionate about life coaching. You're a certified life coach, and you work with women. Let me know if I'm right or wrong, who have suffered from domestic violence. Now, why is that such a heavy thing for you to, assist people and help them, get through or journey through?
Well, I moved to Maryland when I was 13 years old, and I lived with my aunt. Okay, my aunt basically finished raising me and so on and so on. But she had a very abusive husband that I wasn't used to seeing a lot of those things, because my parents never did that. Okay, not that my parents was perfect, mind you, but my dad was a preacher, my mom was a minister's wife, and I just told you if I could be like my mom, blah blah blah. And I think I'm striving every day to be like God than my mom. Okay, but to see the violence that I saw. you know. It bothered me. And so growing up, just seeing women being abused and misused with low self-esteem of themselves. And you know what? They couldn't help it. I know people saying, oh, they can help that. No, they can't. And I tell you why. Because it's like it is a mind thing.
Yeah, it's a chain, right?
Absolutely, that put a chain on your brain to let you know that you are not good enough. You're only a woman. You will never amount to anything. You have two facets: that lay it low and let me enjoy myself. Please don't misunderstand how I'm saying it, but it's true. You know?
Yeah.
And so education, we had to fight for that.
Yes.
Think about it.
Yes.
As women, we had to fight for so much.
Yes.
Okay? The man is the head of the house. You know, you don't have a say.
Right.
And there's a scripture in the Bible said, if you want to know something and you have a spouse, ask your husband. Well, he may not know anything.
Yeah, true. True.
He may not be smart.
Exactly. Yeah.
I may be smarter, for God's sake.
Right.
So I can't have a chance to express
To
myself.
open my mouth and say how I'm feeling.
How I'm feeling.
Yes.
Well, you had no right to say that.
Yes.
How you were feeling. It wasn't important how you felt.
Right.
Or how you were feeling. And so seeing women being beaten. Now I'm passionate.
You just want to help them come into themselves to know their power, the power of their voice, the power of their purpose.
I'm getting ready to say all that.
Okay.
True submissiveness.
Yes. Ooh.
You have no power.
Ooh.
You don't have a voice. You don't have a brain. You can't see any further than I tell you. You don't have a mind enough to go and get education and better yourself. And the sad part about it, some women believe that until death. And the reason why I said that, because if they are abusing you, they will kill you.
Absolutely.
And your life is shortened. I was looking at television a while ago. Matter of fact, I think it was Sister Circle. And there was a young lady that was a guest on Sister Circle, where I believe it was Sister Circle, where her husband abused her. If he couldn't have her, he set her afire.
Are you serious?
Burnt her. Thank God she lived. But this thing need to stop.
Yeah.
Is that oh, he loved me? But I'm telling you, we are trained from kids, from children.
Yeah.
You ever heard this phrase where a little girl go home and she tells her parents, he keep pulling my hair. He keep hitting me. Oh, he's doing that because he loves you.
Oh, yeah.
You know what you're doing, right?
Yeah, building her low self-esteem, making her think that it's okay to be abused.
It's okay. The reason why he's beating you because he loves you. The reason why he's pulling your hair because he loves you. The reason why he's kicking you because he loves you. The reason why he's calling you names because he loves you. You grow up with that mindset. So when you get out here into the world, that's what you're looking for. Because you feel this is what I deserve. If he loves me, he's going to do these things to me. Why? Because I was trained from the crib.
Ooh, so that's a generational chain.
Generational change. So what we have to do, we have to teach and train our people, our children, and men are abused also now. Let's don't think that it's just us, because there's some mean women out here.
Yeah, very true.
Just like mean men. I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah,
very,
very true.
So we have to, our minds need to be rejuvenated.
I love that word, rejuvenated.
You understand? We need a change in our lives. No. That's not what we do That's not what we tolerate. First of all, we have to train our children and their children's children how to love yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. Let me make myself clear.
Yes.
Let me tell you who I am.
Yes. Oh, yes. Come on.
I may not be the prettiest woman in the world, but I'm in the top 2.
I know that's right. Yes. Okay.
I'm just keeping it real.
Yes,
People
that's
say I'm vain. Absolutely. Yes, I am.
Absolutely. Can't
And
nobody
I tell
knock
you
your
what
confidence.
I mean by that. What's wrong with me thinking I'm beautiful?
Exactly.
What's wrong with me thinking I'm wonderful? What's wrong with me thinking I'm smart? What's wrong with me thinking that there's no one greater than me except God? Yes. What's wrong with me looking in the mirror and say, you know what, E? You have some beautiful eyes, girl. Nothing wrong with you. And that's what we have to do. As women. Okay? Now, I'm not putting men out, but as women, get up in the morning. Look at yourself. Say, my God. Even if you don't feel like you're beautiful, like something is wrong with you, pick one thing about you that you love or that you like, and you grow upon that. It may be your eyes, because you have beautiful eyes, girl. Oh my God, I do have beautiful eyes. Look at my eyes. And pretty soon, girl, you'll find something else in that mirror that you think look good. I'm trying to tell you, rather than, oh, I have the worst looking eyes. Oh, look at my lips. Oh, they're so big. Oh, look at my cheeks. Oh, they're horrible. Oh, I got cheeks like my daddy. Well, thank God you're here. How about that?
Right. Absolutely.
But look at the beauty of you.
That God created.
God created you. You are a masterpiece. You are a masterpiece that God brags on. Remember, and I don't want to just talk about the Bible, I'm just saying, remember in the Bible, in Genesis, when God told Lucifer, have you considered my servant Job? Or better than that, have you considered my servant Evelyn?
Go ahead, Evelyn. Yes.
There's none like her.
Yes. Yes. And that is the mind frame we need.
Have you considered my servant?
Ari.
There's none like her. There's none like her. I made her in my own image. I have her sitting up as a masterpiece. And whenever you see her, you see me, for God's sakes. Look at God.
Yes. Oh, I love
Look
that.
at God.
I love that.
So why shouldn't you feel good? And if they want to call you vain, okay.
That's on them.
You and your daddy's own image, and that's on them. It's not your fault because they don't feel the same about themselves. That's not your fault.
Yeah.
But you're out to help them. You're out to let them know and let them see, wait a minute now, you can see the same thing. You can be the same way. You can be successful. Just because somebody said you're not. What does that mean? Yeah. Their word is powerless, not unless you give them the power. How about that? And you refuse to do that, because if not, you would be sitting where you are today. Look at God. Look at him. Before you were even born, while you were in the rut of the earth, God had ordained you and given you a name. How about that? And although along your way of trying to travel where you need to be, yes, you had people with the bad mouth talking about you, saying this, saying that, saying this, but because God had given you an assignment, how about that? You kept your assignment. You kept believing that I can do all things. You kept on.
Yes.
So you're here to encourage, to empower, to help those that are weak-minded, that have the chain wrapped up and tied up and tangled up in their lives, and they feel like there's no help. Their arms are even shackled. But because you're who you are, and you know who you are, you can help them with the key. Click! Now, you don't even have to keep the key. Throw the key away.
There you go.
Because that's not you.
That's, ooh, yes.
How about that?
Ooh, I love
Look
that.
at God. That's why I always say, look at God. Because at the age of 9, I used that word. Look at God. Where he had brought me from, my family, and this one and that one, and you and you and you. Look at God. I'm just saying, 9 years old, I felt that. God gave me those words. Look at God.
And you have carried that with you every day.
All my life.
Every day.
Ever since.
I could tell.
Look at God.
I
don't
tell.
care what happened to me in life. It doesn't matter because my steps are altered. And not only that, but when I wake up in the morning, I said, Lord, what are we doing today?
And what answers do you get from there?
Because I knew whatever we're doing, he's going to lead me through it. If God brings me to it, he's going to take me through it. How about that?
I love that. I love that. And I get a lot of that in your book as well. So we're going to come back, you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for this incredible passion that you're sharing, because it's real, it's needed, it's a part of the process of releasing our chains. It's a part of the process of showing up in our full, complete selves. And so we need to hear this. So I thank you for sharing this. All right, you guys, we're going to come right back.
No more chains holding me.
Hey family, I hope you've been enjoying this chain releasing discussion. It has been so good. So welcome to Ask Ari Q&A, where you learn my tips and strategies on how to build your brand equity so that you can grow into a high income brand. So this week's Ask Ari is from Rob YB.
Peace and blessings, Ari. YB coming at you. Hope you're having a wonderful, blessed, and productive Wednesday. Great week so far. Listen, I just wanted to say one word, baby. Baby. I think about you every time I hear somebody say that. When you start talking about this silent money, it's crazy. I just attracted an opportunity to go through a training on how to become a paid corporate board director. And when you start talking about silent money, that's some silent money right there. That ain't something you tossing out there, you know. But I just want you to know how much I greatly appreciate you. Since coming from the mastermind, I've just been on another level, energy high, and just so grateful to be able to associate with winners. And you're one of the biggest winners that I know. So I just want to say thank you.
Thank you so much for the love, YB. So he truly understands the power of silent money. What is silent money? It's a term that I've been using for a long time. And really what it is offline marketing. See, a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs just don't have the time, the know-how, the energy to go out here and create all this content, market every day on social media, build the Facebook groups, buy the ads, they just don't have time. Or what I found really as well is that their customer is not even online. So what we do with the silent money is we create strategies where instead of trying to sell 10,000 of your products to 10,000 people, we position it where you sell 10,000 products to one person. You get what I'm saying? It's easy. That's that silent money. That's why I say, ooh, Honey, that's where the checks are bigger. So with my silent money technique, I really teach you how to not come across as a salesperson, how to build and get in contact with the big guns. Those are the people that make the decisions, how to leverage those relationships, et cetera, and how to create high level and high income partnerships to sell your books, to sell your products, your music, whatever the case may be. So I am excited that Rob, implemented what he learned from my Silent Money Mastermind that he just attended maybe a few weeks ago. And he's seeing the results of it. So if you would like to get some of my free branding courses, go ahead and text me the word brand, all caps, to 202-410-0438. And I'll get you some of my free courses on branding. Also, please continue to send me your Ask Ari questions. I started this a while back and I did a whole episode on Ask Ari. And it was actually my most viewed and most listened to podcast of all time. So send me those voicemails to my DM and I'll share them on the show. See you next time, you guys.
No more chains holding me.
All right, you guys, welcome back to this incredible episode. So I want to talk to you about this passion that you have for us as just people in general, showing up in our authentic selves and our power, releasing those chains and knowing who we are and whose we are. How have you carried that with you in this entrepreneur journey? Is this something new for you or have you always been an entrepreneur?
I've always been an whatever you call it.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah, entrepreneur. No, this is never anything new because I am passionate with whatever I put my
I know that's right.
to.
I know that's right.
I'm passionate with that. And I'm trying not to be too passionate on this conversation.
Feel free. Let it out. I want to see it. I want to hear it.
But I am who I am by the grace of God, and I don't pretend to be anything else.
Absolutely.
You either accept me as I am or don't even bother.
Exactly.
It's all right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I have an organization called God Can Heal the Heart. Mm-hmm. And the organization, it's about women and what have you, because I had gone through a hard time in my life. And I had to ask God, where are you, for God's sakes? Yeah. Come on now. Yeah. Don't you remember me? Mm-hmm. Stop already. Mm-hmm. And if that's my daddy, I can say that to my daddy. Mm-hmm. And what bothers me, I'm just saying and we do a lot of things, we express what we are taught. Mm-hmm. And, oh God, come on in the room, do this. Stop. That's not necessary.
Yeah.
Just ask for what you want. You have a father and mother. You don't have to say, "Whoa, Daddy, give me that book." Well, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
But Dad, may I have that book, please? Mm-hmm. You may feel he said no. Mm-hmm. You want to know why? Mm-hmm. Well, why not? Mm-hmm. I just want to read it.
Yeah.
For God's sakes. I'm just saying that a lot of things that we were taught when we were younger, I'm finding out a lot of things is not necessary.
I heard that.
Not necessary.
I heard that.
It's tradition.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
So what we have to do is change the tradition in our lives, or what happened this way or that way, and face it the way it is and deal with it the way it is. And I'm going to tell you this too. There was a young lady that watched her parent bake a ham. Okay? I'm going to tell you how tradition can carry on from generation to generation to generation. And it has no meaning and it has no power. So she's watching her mom fix this ham. Mom cut the ham in half, put one piece in one pan and the other piece in another pan. And the young girl said, "Mom, why do you cut your ham in half like that?" She said, "I don't know. I've always seen my mom. My mom does this." So she said, "You have to ask your grandmother." So she went to her grandmother. She said, "Grandma, Mom always cut her ham in half, put one piece in one pan and piece in the other pan. Why did she do that?" Her grandmother said, "I don't know. I've always seen your great-grandmother. She does that." So she goes to her great-grandmother, and she asks her great-grandmother the same questions. The great-grandmother said, I don't know why they do it, but I never had a pan big enough. So we do a lot of things from tradition.
And that don't mean it always have to be that way, because you could just have one pan.
One pan. It's just like being abused. Someone saw their father. And so on, and so on, and so on. So it became a tradition.
Yeah, I'm really big on that, Miss Evelyn. I have created so many, like, there's some traditions that just didn't feel right for me. It just didn't feel right for me. Like, why are we doing this? It doesn't make logical sense. And I get tradition. We want to hold on to a lot of our family traditions. However, we have to create our own.
Create your own. You know what I tell my kids? Christmas. I don't need to come to your house Christmas. Create your own tradition. I don't need to do that. That's their life. Create yours. You know, mine was fine for what ailed us at that time. But now is your time. Now, if you want me to come over later, I'll come over later. But open your gifts with your family. Enjoy. Be excited.
Create your new memories, right?
Create your own memories. There's nothing wrong with that. Even to cooking. A lot of my kids cook the way I cook. But I said, wait a minute. Put yourself in it. Add stuff in it that you like. This was for me. And for any that want to do it that way, that's fine. Now, I want you to buy the book. Don't misunderstand.
These recipes. Let me tell y'all, these recipes, I'm like, you got some good stuff in here.
Yeah, but add something from you.
Because your own little razzle dazzle.
Let it be yours.
Yeah, because I'm going to make these greens for my husband, because I don't know how to cook greens.
Greens off the chain.
I don't know how to cook greens. And he loves greens, but I don't know how to make them, because I don't eat greens. I know. Don't y'all keep my black card, okay? But no, I'm gonna make some.
But there's a lot of tradition in here in this book that I came.
But you know what I love about this is that this will stay in your family forever. Like grandma, great grandma, great great grandma. This will be like what do they call it? What is it called? A family heirloom.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved about this. That's so special. So I'm so glad that you did this. So I want to ask you, to just share with the audience, for those of us who are stuck in tradition, who are afraid to release that chain of doing things the same way, because there's a lot of people, and religion plays a huge part of that, because, religion, it causes, like, you want to do things by the book, per se, or you want to do things the way that you're expected to do things. What advice would you have to anyone in that place right now to release that chain?
Well, I think it's okay to step outside of yourself. Find out who you are, because you're stuck. And if you're not moving, that means you have glue and you're stuck. And like we were just saying about the Bible, no, I'm not going to say that. But anyway, if you're not careful, let me tell you what the Word of God also said. That the children of darkness is more wiser than the children of light. You know why? Because the children of light are sheltered. They're afraid to move forward. And a lot of times you're beaten with the word. I'm just keeping it real. Whereas the children of darkness have no insight of God or anything else. They lie on their bed trying to figure out how to get over on you. 9 times out of 10, they get over on you because you don't know. You don't know. And you're afraid to know, because you might die and go to hell. You're afraid to know, to even speak up for yourself. Well, God will fix it. Well, God wants you to fix it. He's not going to do everything for you. Grow up and learn. You cannot stay a baby and stay on milk forever. You got to eat some meat.
That's good.
Gotta eat some meat. But we're afraid to move forward. And until you get out of that atmosphere of being stuck and not belonging, and I can't do this and I can't do that. Even when you pray and ask God to open doors for you, that you might be entrepreneur or this or that or blah, 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 but you're scared. I'm going to wait on the Lord. Well, what you waiting
What you
for?
waiting for? The Lord is waiting on you.
The Lord is waiting on you. But we use that as a cop-out.
Ooh, yes. And it's easy. It's easy to say that.
Easier to do it. Well, I'm waiting on the Lord. I've been waiting on the Lord for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, there were 10 frogs on a branch. 9 of them had a notion to jump. You get it? Only one jump. The rest of them had a notion, but they never moved. They're still on the branch. To this day, they're still on the branch. And we as a people, our minds have been beaten so badly.
You're right.
I mean, really.
Yes.
I know God didn't call you to do that. Shut up. You don't know what God called them to do. We have an assignment, people. Fulfill your assignment. It's okay to take chances. It's okay to, that they call it, to walk in faith. It's okay. When you have that fear, you're going to have a notion. And you're never going to jump.
You know, I call that too sometimes, when you talked about our people collectively and how we've been beaten mentally and physically, emotionally and financially. But some of us get too wrapped up in that, and I call that the victim mentality.
Victim mentality.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I have problems with that.
I do too.
I'll tell you why I have a problem with that. I know what the white people did. I already know. I probably knew before you because I was here a little bit longer. Maybe not too much longer. 39 and holding, you know.
Yes.
But I do think it's a cop-out.
Yeah, it is.
The white man did this. The white man did that. But what are you doing to yourself?
Yes.
Okay, so you want to use that, that's fine. But what are you doing for you? What, you out there on the corners? I'm just keeping it real. We are robbing each other. We're killing each other. Just because you were taught that does not mean that you should stay in that little bubble.
Right where they want you to be.
Where they want you to be, and not move forward. You know what my great-grandmother told us? She was 116 years old when
116.
she died. Grandma
Wow.
Sophie. They call it Sophia now, but it was Sophie. She told us she was 8 years old when she came out of slavery. She was already spoiled. You know what that means.
Oh, what do you mean?
She was already raped, used, and abused.
Oh.
8 years old.
Wow.
Okay. Now, there's a movie that was shown a while ago, 12 years?
12 years a slave.
Slave.
Yes.
Now, remember the massa when he came out of his house and he had the little girl on his shoulder and all of that, and he's talking to his slaves and so on and so forth. See, we have to stop and read between the lines. But if you don't know history, if you don't know what really happened to you, it's just a story. It's just a man holding the little girl on his neck. And remember when he said, okay, let's go, you want some candy? You don't have to eat a whole cow to know that's beef. that little girl was being used and abused. He probably did give her a little piece of candy, but she knew what she had to do for that little piece of candy. I'm just saying. So my grandmother, Grandma Sophie, told us some great stories. And what I'm saying this, that we might stop living in the past. We can't do anything about how we were used and abused, but we can do something about us now, and that is to move forward and get rid of that slave mentality, because you're not going to change a thing, but you can change you. You can change your future. You can change your life. You can change it for your children and your children and your children's children by bettering yourself, and let that pass all the way through to the generation. But this is what Grandma Sophia said, that she think that the reason why our men are so angry is because the way they were used and abused. Because not only did the massa went to the beds of the women, they also took advantage of the men. And who's going to stop them? And what happened when the massa would leave and finish using the two of them? He would beat her. Wow, he would retaliate because he couldn't beat him. So she became a weapon where he just beat her for what he could not do to him. So black women have come a long way, baby. And we cannot reverse and go back. We fought too hard. We prayed too hard. We stood tall like Sojourner. We did all of those things. We tried to teach our kids what we knew, the best way we knew how. And so now you're going to stand still and allow your children and your children's children to see you abused, and as though this is the way of life? Well, it's not. You can have better by loving yourself. And if you find the strength, leave. Leave. Run. Look at God. Run. Run. That's just what I needed to say about we moving on.
So, Miss Evelyn, can you please tell us where we can find you and get more information about these products and your book and everything?
EvelynBraxton.com. But this is at Amazon.
Okay.
Barnes and Noble.
And this is called Cooking with Miss E.
Cooking with Miss E, Barnes and Noble. So you can get those from there.
Awesome. Well, again, I thank you so much for joining. I thank you for the passion, for your purpose, and what you're doing to help other women and help us as a generation. Because as we were saying, we as women, we can do so much more together than separate. And so I appreciate the passion, and I hope that you guys are feeling it in yourself, and it inspires you and empowers you to move differently, to make different decisions, to stand more in your power as a woman, and show up better for yourself, right?
Yeah,
that's the message.
Absolutely.
That's the message.
That's the message.
So make sure that you follow us and comment. If you're watching this on YouTube, please comment, please like, please subscribe. If you're listening, share this with your family, your sisters, your daughters, your grandmothers, everybody, so that they can hear this, even your uncles,
yes,
your fathers, the men in your family as well, because this message needs to be heard all around the world. So I thank you guys for tuning in. Please follow us on Release the Chains on Instagram, or follow me on Ari Squires Speaks, and we will see you guys next time.
No more chains.